Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Still drinking the Rise mushroom coffee. I like it. And the good thing about it is it's supposed to be good for your gut. So it's supposed to be healthy. So it's a win-win. When you like something that's healthy, I say put that on your list of things to eat and drink. A lot of times things that are healthy aren't always the tastiest. Not enough fat, not enough sugar, not enough flavor. But when you find something you really like, it's a winner. So today we're finally going to have a nice day. It's sunny out. There's no rain in the forecast. And it's going to be 64. But it's not going to be warmer until later on this afternoon. And then it's going to be in the 40s and the 50s the rest of the week. But that's okay. It's better than the 20s and 30s that we've been having. So the weather is up and down and all over the place. And I hear some of you got a ton of snow. I got some, but not like that. Wow. That is not good. So anyway, I guess that storm missed me and just blew right on over to your neck of the woods. So today, I think I'm going to stay home. I don't really have any big plans to go anywhere. And I have a lot of cleaning up to do. You know, I have some dishes I have to put away, and I want to pack up some things, some blankets and pillows that I have that I'm going to keep, that are going to go up in the attic for spares, if I want to change the decor, whatever. And some of it I'll send to donation. I have a nice box going for donation. So I'll be calling them soon. Come and pick it up. But in the meantime, I'll keep adding to it. So some of you have asked me about this Rise coffee, if it tastes like mushrooms. And I haven't noticed that. My taste buds have not tasted any mushrooms. Of course, it's not exactly coffee, but it's very much coffee-like. And that's the thing with all these coffee substitutes. They are coffee-like. I mean, coffee is coffee. So, but you get used to it. And who knows, sometimes you might even find something you like better than coffee. But I don't plan on giving up coffee. I just cut it out for a while when I have these issues. And then I go back to coffee. Coffee is not what causes my issues. But when I have the issues, coffee doesn't help. So let's give this a taste. Cheers, my friends. I hope you're going to have a good day. Yep, that's good. And I hope I'm going to have a good day too. So far this morning, I feel okay, but we'll see. I'm going to try eating a couple of different things. Last night at my daughter's, they had the nicest spread. My son-in-law and daughter, they're both very good cooks, but my son-in-law loves to cook. He should really have a restaurant. That's how good his food is. And they had quite a spread. He made mozzarella slices that he breaded and fried, and what else did they have? They had chicken parmesan, meatballs, spaghetti, garlic bread, salad. They had apple dumplings for dessert, and brownies, and different flavors of ice cream. I mean, when they have a thing, they really have a thing. It's quite a spread. And I had I had pasta with just a tiny dribble of olive oil and some Parmesan cheese, and I actually enjoyed it. So it doesn't bother me that they have all that food because I have no desire to eat the meat. They're big meat eaters. They love meat. So, but that doesn't bother me not to eat that stuff. It would have been nice to have some spaghetti sauce with my pasta, but tomatoes are a no-no right now too. Anything with acid, anything with caffeine is a no-no at this point. It's not going to be forever, but got to be mindful of these things. But I enjoyed watching everybody else feast on all this. I'm sure it was delicious food. I would have liked the mozzarella, breaded mozzarella, but that was too much fat. I'm not supposed to have a lot of fat either. Let me think, is there anything left that I can have? I don't know. It's a small list. But anyway, hopefully this isn't going to go on forever. But it is what it is. We adjust. We learn to live with what we've got, right? Whether that's money or food or possessions. You just have to be happy in the place where you are with what you have. And it's doable. So anyway, I'm going to go enjoy this. I'm just going to call it coffee because, explaining this every morning is a bit much. So I'm just going to call it coffee. I'm going to go enjoy my coffee, and I will meet you at the budget book over there. All right. Okay, back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I did spend money. I get a little tiny X there. I bought on Amazon some Ticino coffee substitute. I'm trying different coffees to see what I like. Well, different coffee substitutes. And the reason I bought that was because I saw that they had chocolate raspberry. So, of course, I want to try that. And who knows? Maybe that'll be one of my new favorites. Since I can't get that at Aldi's anymore, and all the other ones that I've tried just don't really do it for me. So I went ahead and bought some of that, and I bought some tea. And that was it. So, but I did spend money. I didn't go to the store, and I don't plan on going to the store. I still have plenty of veggies in the freezer that I can cook. I'm trying to eat sort of the same thing, very, not mixing up my food too much so that I can see what I can tolerate and what I can't. So I cooked some lentil soup that turned out sort of to be a lentil stew, and I cooked up some rice, and I'm going to eat that for dinner tonight. And I've been tolerating oatmeal pretty well. So, and eggs. I'm eating eggs too, and a little bit of bread, not too much bread. But so far so good. That seems to be doing okay. But I don't know, this is just really getting kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie, it is. It doesn't do much for my culinary skills either, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So that's what I spent yesterday, and hopefully I don't have to spend too much the rest of the week. Now on Wednesday right here, I am going out to breakfast with a friend, so that'll be nice. So that's 2 days this month I went out to breakfast with a friend. And like I said, I really need to start getting out a little bit more. Not much, just a little bit. I don't want to hold up here in the house for weeks on end. I need to get outside too. But I think once the weather improves, I'll be more apt to do that. When it's cold and blistery and, you know, I don't want to go out at all then. So I kind of prepare for the winter seasons ahead of time. I make sure I have plenty to read, plenty of crafty things to do, so that I don't have to buy too much of that stuff just all at once. So it keeps me busy, and of course always the purging and the organizing, that keeps me busy too. I try and do that in the winter. And then in the summer I do outdoor things like, you know, clean the garage and the garden, and it's just seasonal things for me. I like to do, you know, things as the seasons come along. So, all right. Well, not much going on with the budget book or the budget that I have to talk about. I hope you guys are doing okay, that you're able to keep up with your bills. And I don't know, if you're working towards becoming debt-free, I wish you the best of luck on your journey. So, okay, I'll be back. Well, I'm not a big fan of cottage cheese. I like it to cook with. I use it to make lasagna. And originally I bought some to make a small thing of lasagna. But since I can't eat the tomatoes now, I thought, well, what in the heck can I cook with the cottage cheese? Now, I know a lot of people eat it with fruit or, you know, I had a few spoonfuls of it this afternoon with just plain. And then I asked my friend here in the kitchen, who shall remain nameless and is spelled Alexa, for a recipe using cottage cheese. And she came up with cottage cheese and eggs. So it's actually pretty good. It makes real fluffy eggs. So if you like your eggs fluffy, try adding some cottage cheese to it. Good way to use up both eggs and cottage cheese. And it's something I can eat because it's low fat and it's not a real spicy dish. But you could spice it up if you wanted to add some cayenne or some Tony Chachere's or hot sauce, whatever you like. Lots of pepper, but I can't have those things right now. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this. I'm supposed to be eating smaller meals, so I'm eating more often during the day, but small portions. So I'm still working on that cottage cheese, and I want some dishes that are ready to eat. So I'm cooking up some pasta, just some elbow pasta. I seem to be tolerating that pretty well. And then I want to use up the cottage cheese. It's low fat. I'm trying to stick to low fat things. I have this little bit of feta cheese that I didn't really like too much. It's tomato and basil. But I want to use it up. So I'm going to use that and this. And I have a tablespoon and a half of flour in here and 1 egg. So I found this recipe on Better Homes and Gardens, and it's for a spinach and feta casserole. But I'm going to add noodles to it, and it sounded pretty good. I don't have any, well, I do have frozen spinach, but I didn't want to thaw a whole big thing of frozen spinach since I'm just making a very tiny casserole. So in my freezer I had these zucchini zoodles, and I also had some chopped up kale. So I'm just going to put those in the casserole instead of spinach and see how that turns out. And I'm just making a very, very small casserole. And I'm cooking extra noodles so that I can eat those just with maybe a little teeny bit of olive oil and some Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to go combine all those and bake it in the oven. And I do that a lot if I have ingredients, I'll go and I'll Google it and look up recipes and find one that appeals to me. And that way I can use up all my ingredients and not waste a lot of food. Here is my little casserole. It's a very small one, as you can see, by the size of my hand. And that should be enough for, I would say 3 servings, since I'm eating small servings. But anyway, it's going into the 350 oven now. It says to bake 45 minutes uncovered, but this is so small, I'm going to cover it for at least half the time. I'll check it, and then I'll see if it's done. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully it turns out edible. I think it will. All right, well, I'm ready to relax. I did a little cooking today, and not too much else, but I'm having a second cup of rise coffee. And then I wanted to show you the Ticino that I got from Amazon. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the way I cook. So that's what I do to save a lot of money, is I go online and I just look at recipes until I find something that sounds good to me, that uses up the ingredients that I have on hand, especially things like non-dairy, dairy, vegetables, anything that I have, frozen food. So I'm going to be working on cooking down my freezer, but I'm going to be cooking down my fruits and vegetables instead of some of the vegan prepared foods. I'm going to leave that alone for now and reintroduce that down the road when my stomach heals up. But yeah, the spinach and feta casserole sounded really good. Now, I had bought that feta cheese, and I wasn't real crazy about it. It was really, really strong. Normally, I like feta cheese, and actually, I find now that I like the vegan, I think it's the Follow Your Heart feta cheese, better than the dairy. So, and I should be able to find a recipe to make that. I know they're online. So, and it's kind of expensive, but so is the feta. And I happen to get that one at Aldi's. Busy. Stop it. Now she's at it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, good Lord. Anyway, now she's making a mess out of the couch. So anyway, so cooking that way allows me to buy some things that are a little more expensive that I couldn't normally buy, like the Ticino. So what I ended up doing, I went on Amazon and I was looking for the chocolate raspberry, and I found that, but then I found a couple of other flavors that I thought were really, really sounded good. So I hope I like these. And I guess Ticino makes both coffee-like beverages and also tea. So this is the raspberry mocha. I haven't tried it yet. And then I also found Snickerdoodle. I love Snickerdoodles. They're one of my favorite cookies. So I thought I would try that. And then I also found gingerbread. Now, during the holidays, Aldi's had K-Cups that were regular coffee. They were gingerbread, and they were really good. I liked them. So I thought I would try that in the Ticino. And one of my lovely viewers told me that anise tea is also good for digestion. So while I was on there, I put it in this rise box. But I've got these anise tea bags. And I think there's 100 in there. So that should last me a long time. So I got that too. So cooking the way that I cook and using up everything. Now that's not to say I never miss something and throw it away, or I absolutely hate it and can't think of anything else to make out of it. That does happen sometimes. Or I'll make a recipe and it's a real flub. But, you know, I do a lot of experimenting with recipes, but most of the time, whatever I come up with at least is edible and palatable. So if you experiment with your food and keep it to basics, you know, basic cheese, basic everything, and then you can combine things and to save money. So when I do my stockpile, I try and keep it down to the basics, things that I can use in multiple dishes. I very rarely go shopping for a particular recipe. And most of the time when I want to make a particular recipe, I have the ingredients in the house. So a lot of times when I have the family, I like to make a lasagna or a chili or something along those lines. And I have all those ingredients in the house to make those things. The only thing that I would have to buy then would be the cottage cheese and the mozzarella cheese if I didn't already have some on hand. So I started using the, I'll show you. The castor oil, and I forget what brand, and I save these little bottles, the brown bottles, when I empty a product that I've used up, and then I can use it for this. Now this one I keep downstairs so that I can, you know, put it under my eyes or put it on my hands if they're dry. The bigger bottle is upstairs, and I can't remember what the brand is, but I've heard so many good things about castor oil that I want to give that a try too. So I like to do a lot of research on things that are interesting to me, and I'm sure most of you do the same thing. And I watch a lot of YouTube tutorials. It's not all fun and games. Sometimes it's tutorial time. So, but anyway, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, about saving money when you buy food. And, oh, I've got two buddies here. Oh, check this out. This is just so silly. What are you doing, Chloe? Oh, you're just so silly. I hope I'm catching her right because I can't see the screen. But anyway, I hope I'm not making you dizzy moving the camera back and forth. So if you guys have things that you just love and that really work for you, leave it in the comments below, because I know a lot of you read each other's comments, and I read them all, and I try to answer all of them. So we can all learn from each other, and maybe we'll get a little smarter. So, all right, my friends, my casserole's in the oven. I'll show that to you when it's done. It looks like a casserole. But, so I'll be back. Oh, it's a beautiful day out here today. Nice little breeze, sun shining. Very nice. It did warm up during the day. It's probably around 60. Very, very nice. Beautiful. Let's take a look. No leaves leaves on the trees yet, but it's coming along. Another week of warm weather and they'll be all green. Alright, so here's my casserole just out of the oven, and it looks pretty good to me. I'm going to try just a taste. It's screaming hot. So I think not having spinach, if you don't have spinach, use your imagination and find a different vegetable. You could add a whole bunch of things, broccoli, cauliflower. I used kale and zucchini. You can add yellow squash. You can add, whatever you have, and just make a casserole out of it. So let me give this a try and try not to burn my mouth. That turned out really good. But I'm not going to have this for dinner tonight. I'm going to let this cool, cover it, and stick it in the fridge. And I'm going to have something else for dinner, and I'll show you that in a minute. Right, here is tonight's dinner. The lentil stew, soup, whatever you want to call it. It was real thick lentil soup. So I took some of that, some of the rice that I cooked the other day, and some egg from this morning that I couldn't finish. So there's my dinner for tonight. I'm going to add a little soy sauce. Normally I would add some green onion to the top of it too, but I'm not going to do that because I don't think onion would agree with me right now. So now I have meals for several days, and it's not over the top. And I froze half of the lentil soup, and the rest I'll probably eat. All right, be back in a sec. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.